I decided to create a decorative wall piece inspired by ceramic tiles with sculpted roses and peonies. It can also be displayed as a small piece of wall art. The first step is making the flowers. I used silicone molds shaped like roses and peonies together with modeling clay. You can use ready-made air-dry clay, but I made my own modeling paste by mixing finishing wall filler with PVA construction glue. Before pressing the mixture into the mold, lightly coat them with a small amount of oil. Any vegetable oil will work, although I simply used hair oil. For the leaves, I used silicone veiners to create realistic leaf textures. You can also gently bend each leaf to give it a more natural shape before it dries. After filling the molds, I leave them overnight. The next day, I place the molds in the freezer for 2 to 3 hours before removing the pieces. This makes the flowers much easier to release without damaging them and helps them become firm enough to handle safely. After removing them from the molds, I leave the flowers to air dry for another 2 days without covering them. Once the flowers are completely dry, I paint them with acrylic paints. First, I cover each flower with a solid pink base coat. Then, using a dry brush technique, I highlight the edges of the petals with white acrylic paint to bring out the details. Finally, I seal everything with a clear acrylic varnish. The leaves are painted with acrylics as well and then coated with a tinted acrylic varnish. In fact, for this technique, you can skip the green base coat altogether and simply tint the varnish itself by adding a drop of green acrylic paint. The final result looks almost identical while requiring one less painting step. For the base, I used a sheet of XPS foam from a laminate underlay and cut it into a 15 by 15 cm square. Using a palette knife, I spread acrylic wood filler across the entire surface with smooth, uneven strokes to create a natural stone texture. Once it had dried, I touched up the edge with white acrylic paint and sealed the entire piece with a clear acrylic varnish. After both the flowers and the base were completely dry, I arranged the flowers until I was happy with the composition. Then I glued them onto the base one by one using a construction adhesive and sealant. I repeated the same process for a second tile decorated with peonies. The finished pieces can be used as decorative wall tiles or transformed into beautiful three-dimensional wall art by simply adding a frame.